Alright, y'all. New life rule. You should not be sweaty before 6 a.m. unless it is the coffee sweats. Okay, good morning, guys. We are leaving Holbox today and going back to the interior, we're actually going to leave, not quite leave the Yucatan Peninsula, but start moving our way westward this morning. We got up very early at like 5 o'clock in a rainstorm, decided whether we were going to do this or not. It hit a wall, so we decided to go, drug our bags all the way across Holbox through the rain puddles to the place for hours. And so that's adventure number 1. We've made it to the ferry and got a 7 a.m. ferry ticket. Once we get to Chiquira, we really have no idea what we're doing. Right now, we're gonna have coffee. Okay, so we were able to very easily secure a taxi when we got here for $65 US, which is, the bus was gonna cost us 60 and take us 5 hours. This is gonna cost 65 and take 2. He's taking us directly there, so. Our taxi driver pulled over in the middle of the road and said, basically, he was going to pass us off to a friend because I don't think he really knew Valladolid very well. He didn't really know where he was going once he was in the city, so he passed us off to one of the local guys. Alright guys, so we have arrived to Valladolid. Our second taxi driver got us here, no problem. So he's dropped us off at the city center. We don't actually have a hotel or anything for tonight yet. So we are gonna go find a cafe, get some breakfast. We've actually gone back an hour in time now, so we gained an hour today. But this is the cutest little city center. Look how cute the park is. How cute is our little treehouse hut here at our hostel in Valladolid. This place is so cute. It's my word of the week. But anyway, I do love this little treehouse. And the whole place really is quite nice. Lots of nice areas to sit, eat, and it's a really pretty courtyard. Hola, ¿cómo estás? So we thought this morning we'd go on a little walking tour of Valladolid because it's just the most charming town. It has the most beautiful buildings. Let's go. This is a weird quirk of mine, but I love to find things that like we have in our mind what they should look like. And then when you go to another country, they have like their own take on it, and I don't know, it just makes me happy. Built in 1706, this is the new church in town, but it sits on the same square as an older one that was demolished before it from like 1545.
So today we were wandering around taking some pictures. We decided it's getting close to lunchtime, kind of hungry. So we actually came to the food court, which is right by the park area. And there's a big variety of food in here. We found a little Chinese restaurant. This was like $5. 2 drinks and this huge plate of food. So
it's a little coffee shop. There's several Mexican spots, a gelato spot. Just kind of a big like indoor food court kind of deal. Okay, I don't understand the symbolism of this fountain. All the things on the edges are frogs. I don't know. Where are we at tonight, love?
We at our, let me see if I get this right, San Giovanni.
Yes.
San Giovanni.
Yes.
It's an Italian place here in Valladolid. And
Once again, another town we can't say.
yeah, I can't say.
We think it's actually Valladolid.
Valladolid, yeah.
But see, super cute restaurant though. So we feel like we're in more Little Italy than we do Mexico right now. Most everything is Italian around us.
I have found a lot of Italian restaurants right around pizza or Italian. There's a lot. There's some other local places, but this is, I feel like, a lot of Italian. I really had a hard time between two restaurants. We went to this place because it's a little cheaper. The portions are actually a lot bigger, and people had a lot of good reviews on it.
All right, it has arrived. We devoured our bread before we could even take pictures,
it was gone.
talk about it.
It was nice and warm and fluffy. It was actually really good.
So how's the pasta?
It's good. It's a little spicy, but yeah, it's good.
Well,
I knew it was going to be spicy,
yeah.
so that's what I ordered, but it's good.
It's good. We got the arrabbiata, so it is a little spicy. Got chili pepper in it, and I just got my good old favorite, the carbonara.
Right, so it is about, 8:30 at night, and Abby's working on the video, finishing up that. We're kind of tag team the videos right now, and she wants some coffee, so that's where I'm headed.
Thanks.
It's your mocha.
I haven't had a mocha in years.
Yeah.
They're still delightful.
So excited. At the same time.
Your dream's coming true today, babe.
True. And
Y'all, this man has been begging me to rent a scooter in every country we've been to for the last 15 years,
Yes.
I think.
absolutely.
Today's his day.
Today's the day.
Alright guys, so we are taking our little scooter today. We have her for 24 hours. Red Apple cost us $20 US dollars for 24 hours. And that covers all insurance. So we are covered, which is why he got to rent his scooter finally. Today we are going out to Suytun, S-U-Y-T-U-N, however you want to say that. Cenote. Very like Instagram famous. And after that we are going to go to Chichen Itza, which is a bad idea on Sunday because it's free to Mexican citizens on Sunday, and today is like part of Day of the Dead holiday. So it might be a really terrible plan, but we're doing it anyway because we only have Red Apple here for 24 hours.
The best part about this is that I have no clue what I'm doing. The only thing I've done so far is YouTube, and now we're gonna have to practice. So.
Oh gosh. Well, at least your helmet matches and you look like you know what's up. All right, don't go the wrong way down a one-way street.
No, I've already mapped out my route. So.
Okay, of course you did. So y'all, he's nervous because the last time he had any kind of motorized vehicle between his legs, he wrecked it. But it was a crotch rocket. And it was like probably 15 years ago. So he's a little nervous. But anyway, he's mapped out his route because he's a giant nerd. Here comes Evel Knievel. Alright guys, suit it up. Put my life in the hands of this man. I do it all the time. He's trusty. His aorta just like pounding in his abdomen. He's so nervous. So after a fairly uneventful scooter ride, a little bit scary, going fast, we made it. We have made it. Sorry, let me take this off. We have made it here to Suytun. We are standing in line to get tickets. There are a few people here in front of us, so we may have to share, but that's okay. He's so funny when he's nervous. Like, he's been back to the bike 3 times now since I've been standing in line to make sure he snapped his helmet and to make sure he turned the light off and to make sure it was locked. It's really cute. Alright guys, so because of COVID, they are only allowing a certain number of people into the cenote at a time, like 8 to 10 I believe. So they're selling like a timed ticket, and you have 40 minutes to an hour in the cenote with your ticket. So our time is at 11, which is actually perfect for the lighting supposedly. But we'll see. We'll see how many people are going to be in there, and if we're going to be fighting over space. And well, we're not going to fight, but yeah, the possibility we may have to wait even longer just to like get a turn. So. This place is beautiful. Wow.
So unfortunately, after the rain all the past few days, it has completely flooded the platform. So you can't go out and stand on the platform to get a beautiful picture because it's underwater.
Yeah.
And
you have to have a life jacket on.
You have to have a life jacket on.
So you can't even like go out there and float and take a pretty picture.
So.
Alright guys, so that was kind of super disappointing, honestly. Had my pretty dress, and oh, my ear's popping. Anyway, I had my pretty dress, had pictures all laid out. What they told us when we came in was that you had to swim to the platform. Swim about 5 meters. But that was lost in translation. What she meant was the platform is 5 meters underwater. Normally with your ticket, you can come here, you can walk out on the platform, you get your, you know, a couple minutes to take your photos, and then it's the next person's turn. Not today. Today was different. So, unfortunately, you do not want to come to Suitan in the rainy season because you won't get your pictures because it's underwater. That's all I have to say about that. My goodness, the people at Chichen Itza. There's parking like all the way down the road. These police officers are trying to tell people to go this direction or that direction to park. I mean, it's crazy.
Alright guys, we made it to Chichen Itza, and man, there's a lot of Chichen Itza. Yeah. And there's a lot of people here. But we made it here pretty good on our scooter. We're about to go and explore and see one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Sweet! Alright guys, so we are here at Chichen Itza now. We made it through all the vendors and into the place. It's a big price tag for Chichen Itza. You pay for a 7 wonder of the world. So it was $50 for us supposed to get in today, but you know, what you gonna do? So we are gonna go up to the main building first. Chichen Itza is famous for being a place where we know there was human sacrifice to the Mayan gods. It's also built on an astronomical site where when the sun comes in on the equinox, it like goes down the big staircase of the serpent and right on his head, and it makes some interesting light configurations inside the temple. So pretty famous place, pretty interesting place. We did not get the tour, so we're going to do the best we can with what we've got. But let's go see what we got. There she is. Would have been a sight to see emerging out of the jungle, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. Wow.
Holy moly. So there are several buildings here on the complex, but obviously the most famous, the castle, El Castillo. Alright guys, so most of the pyramids or buildings here at the temple complex were built between 900 and 1200 AD. This is the big temple, the big boy El Castillo, the castle that would have been used for sacrifice on special occasions. And this is the one where the equinox features happen. So we'll explore some of the rest of these as well, but obviously this is the centerpiece. Alright, so Chichen Itza makes a nice sound when you give it a clap. Give it a shot, boo. Aw, you didn't do it right. You got to be in the right spot.
Yep.
There it is.
So, you know, people are here clapping. You can hear it kind of, it's echoing the sound or amplifying it. I'm just thinking about the thousands of people that here probably doing a chant and clapping at the same time, and how loud that had to have been. It
had to have been, yeah. Pretty weird, yet also probably awe-inspiring kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we've walked all the way around the temple, we found the side where the famous serpents are. They're on the backside, folks. Oh, there's like a face up there too.
Yeah.
At the way top. Wow. So I guess on the equinox, the sun first thing in the morning comes in and tracks all the way down the back or the spine of the serpent here, and then illuminates some sort of area inside the temple. So it says when Chichen Itza was active, all these temples would have supported an extensive roof system. So it would have been like a giant palapa. So what is this building with all the heads?
It says it's the platform for all the skulls of the sacrificed prisoners. They put it up there, this display.
Oh, so they put the real skulls on top of these fake ones.
Yep. I mean, it's pretty impressive. I'm just trying to remember how there's recreations of it, how beautiful them must be painted, because they love colors.
Mm-hmm.
So just think of that with just elaborate colors and wow.
You know I prefer gray.
This one is called the Temple of Venus.
Ah, that's weird. Venus, what you doing here, girl? You on the wrong continent. You don't belong over her.
Okay, so this is the ball court. You recognize the stuff on the side of the wall. They did say that even though at this time they used to play with their hips, there's a game that they play with their hips, they think that the height of that hoop means they probably used other forms to get the ball through, maybe throw it or, you know, like that. Maybe not just the hip. And this is the largest ball court in Mesoamerica.
I'm guessing the head honcho sits up there to watch the game.
I'm going to say so.
So what's the game called?
According to Google, it says it is called the pits because it's played in kind of a pit area.
Seriously?
The pits.
That's what it's called?
That's what it's called.
Well, that's disappointing. If you're not familiar, the Mayans played a form of soccer, basically, but the stakes were a little bit higher. They used their hips primarily, but they think they might have thrown or kicked the ball through these hoops that are up high on the wall. And depending on which History Channel you watch, some say that the team who won were the great victors and the other team was sacrificed to the gods. But then I've also seen that and been told in other complexes, the team who won, it was actually an honor to be sacrificed and they would be sacrificed. So I've seen it both ways, the loser or the winner, who knows, but somebody's going over there to the top of the tower.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we finished our time here at Chichen Itza. It's a big complex. Again, it's worth the shot. I mean, come look at it. It's awesome. I almost would just get here early. A lot of people have said tour buses don't start getting here till 10 or 11 o'clock. So if you can get here right when it opens, like it opens at 8 o'clock, you might have most of this place yourselves. We got here around noonish, 1 o'clock, and there was a bunch of people here, and now it's about 3 and there's still a bunch.
It's also Sunday and a holiday though.
Sunday and a holiday, so there's a lot of people. Mexicans get in free on holidays and Sundays.
I'm a little torn on Chichen Itza, like on whether to recommend it or not. It is a decent sized complex. The pros are, it's a 7 wonder of the world. It's in great shape. It's amazing. And you can check it off your bucket list. It's easy to get to. Cons are, it's incredibly crowded, which, again, 7 wonders of the world. It's very expensive. Some of the other ruins we've been to here in Mexico cost $2 to enter. This was $50 for the two of us, so $25 a person. And honestly, for that $25, you still have to pay extra to get a guided tour, and there's not a lot of information on the site. Like, there's little signs, but they don't really tell you much. I felt like some of the other ones we've been to actually had more information, were better laid out, were easier to tour on your own, and they were $2 to get in. So, you know, it's a cool place to visit, and I wanted to come here, and I did love it, but man, it comes with some cons. Okay guys, so one other thing. You should bring some excess cash to Chichen Itza. If you want to buy, like, tchotchkes are your thing, you can buy every kind of Mayan tchotchke imaginable, or dresses from Chiapas, or sombreros, or Mayan masks, or cactus, or whatever you would like to. You're going to have to pass every vendor in the world to get down to the temple. So that's either a good thing or a bad thing. You take your pick. But bring some extra cash if you want. They don't take cards a lot in this area. And you will have to pay an extra fee if you pay for card to get in. So you might want to just stop and get some cash and bring it with you before you come.
We made it to the other Italian restaurant that we talked about the other night. This one's La Osteria della 43. And there's supposed to be handmade pasta, handmade bread, and it's like a mom and daughter type restaurant. So
sweet, let's do it. So you want to tell me again what the reviews online said?
When I read the reviews, people just raved about the ambiance.
That's what he just said to me, and I lost it because that was not a phrase that Davis says. Raved about the ambiance, but it is lovely.
So this is a mother-daughter operation, like Ryan told you earlier. And it was funny because we got here and we sat down at the table, and there was like some stuff from the tree that had fallen on it. So I started to wipe it off, and the mom flipped out and she yelled at the daughter. She was like, "The table is dirty." And I was like, "Yep, it's a mom and daughter." And daughter goes right out here and cleans out the table. But anyway, it's one of those places where there's like, they make 2 or 3 things for the day, and that's your choice. So I'm going to have ravioli with spinach and cream sauce, and Ryan is having the gnocchi with cream sauce, and I'm feeling they're both going to be pretty delightful.
That was
I know.
an adventure.
Well, again, it doesn't help that we don't speak Spanish. And I don't know. So
Oh my God.
she finally slowed it way down and numbed it way down for us.
Yeah. I'm like, talk to me like a 3-year-old.
Yes, please talk to me like a niño.
They have arrived. Spinach ravioli and multicolored, beautiful gnocchi. Well, boo, how is it? It's not your favorite.
It's okay. So it wasn't that great. It was small portions, and I don't know, it just didn't have enough flavor to it that I like. We think we need a little more salt, a little more pepper to it to give it more flavor. So it is a little more expensive. So we actually recommend another place, which is the
You just looked
I
it
just
up.
looked it up.
Trattoria
Trattoria
San
Giovanni.
Giovanni.
Giovanni, yeah. Trattoria
Oh,
San Giovanni.
bless
I know.
it.
And
Bless.
that place, the flavors and that was way better. The
Oh, yeah, it
portions
was
were bigger.
good.
It was cheaper. And so, yeah, we definitely recommend that place over this.
The pasajada called in Mexico. I'm unsure, but they definitely participate in it. So the passeggiata in Italy is like the evening stroll. It's like you go for drinks after dinner or drinks after work, and then you go on the passeggiata. You just like stroll the streets, and then you have dinner at like 10 o'clock. So whatever it's called in Mexico, they do it as well because the park is full. This little city feels much more like Europe, yeah.
Yeah. We're just chilling in this park area. There's street vendors with desserts and snacks, and there's a fountain in the middle. It's just, most definitely feels like Europe.
Yeah, it definitely feels, you can tell the Spanish roots were strong in this area.
Yeah.
Well, I say Spanish roots. It's not really Spanish roots, it's more like the Spanish takeover was strong in this area. You want to go and do that again? I was praising him for like remembering to bring a lens wipe, and in response he decides to like do his version of the moonwalk. I'm so proud of himself. Wow. Y'all, this church is so pretty. Also, what's so pretty is the moon tonight. Like, it's super crazy. That's not a camera effect. It's got this like weird rainbow around it. It's beautiful. Okay, go.
Okay, so it wasn't as good as the other place.
No,
So
it
we
wasn't.
recommend the other place. Do you remember the name of the place?
No.
Kind of ordeal there because she looked at me. Of course, I have to look at Abby because Abby knows way more Spanish than I do. So it's usually
Which is not much.
Which is not much. So whenever they say something, I'm always like, "What is it?" What did they just say? And then whenever they say it, and then I was like, and then neither one of us were like, I don't know. So
Like, overall, we didn't die.
we didn't die, but did you die?
Yuck. I don't like serpents. Okay guys, we came up the wrong side of the stairs. As you can see, there's like a barrier. You're supposed to come in on the right. So this is just like indicative of our personality. Abby steps over green rope to the correct side. Ryan goes back down the stairs all the way around the front and over to the correct side. Lord Jesus help me.